I'm attorney Robert Botnick. The other day I got a phone call from one of my clients asking the same question that so many people ask about DUI cases. So if I get stopped by the police and they want me to do a breath test, should I do it? Well, my answer is no, you shouldn't. You have a legal right in Ohio to not provide a breath sample when you're arrested for a DUI or an OVI in Ohio. Now, if you refuse to perform a breath test, what you're going to be looking at is a Class C administrative license suspension, or ALS. Class C means that your license is going to be suspended for 1 year. You'll be eligible for driving privileges after 30 days. Now, the flip side of that is if you provide a breath sample and you are in fact at or over the legal limit, your license will be suspended pursuant to a Class E suspension, which means 90 days, license suspended. You're eligible for driving privileges after 15 days. So some people might look at that and say, well, hey, what's the harm then? If I do a breath test and now I have a shorter suspension, I can get driving privileges in half the time, why shouldn't I just do that? Well, here's why. Because now the prosecutor is going to have a hard and fast number, that BAC figure, to be able to use against you in the prosecution. It's going to be a lot more difficult to be able to demonstrate that either the officer did something that was improper, that the machine wasn't working properly, because if they all are, you're stuck with that number. And now the prosecutor is going to be able to use that against you to secure that OVI conviction. And when you're convicted of an OVI, now you're looking at a license suspension for 1 to 3 years. And of course, all the other penalties that come with an OVI conviction. The flip side of that is, if you don't provide a breath sample, now there's no BAC to be used against you by the prosecutor. Well, as long as you're cooperating, that you were pleasant during that stop and while the officer had you in custody, you're not spitting, you're not, all over the place with your slurring speech and things like that, well, it's going to be a lot harder to get that OVI conviction, and the prosecutor is going to be in a better position to offer us some type of a deal. That could mean no license suspension. That could mean no points on your license. And so when you look at it from the very beginning, should you or shouldn't you provide a breath sample, I'm looking at the whole picture. And the whole picture says it's going to be a lot easier to defend your DUI case when you don't provide that breath sample. So when it comes down to DUI, don't blow it.